Hey, Shalom, brother. Shalom. This is Brother Howard of GMS Toronto, coming back with another one. I want to start off this lesson by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. And it says, prostitution sting nets 266 arrests. And this is the wickedness of this sick, demonic, demented society. This is a demonic, demented society because in this society, you can prostitute children and do all types of madness and wickedness. But if you wanna buy some pussy from these prostitutes who are a representation of the modern day woman, because the modern day woman is a motherfucking prostitute. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. They are prostitutes. That's what dating is. Dating is a form of prostitution. Giving gifts to the mother goddess for her to entreat you. That's not what the woman was created for. The woman was created to be a helpmeet to the man. Okay? She was created to be an extension, right, of the household. Because the household cannot be complete without the woman. The woman completes the structure of the masculine and the feminine. The woman was not created for her ass to be out shaking and doing all of this. But since we've created this society to where marriages are no longer a thing, why can't men go to work, come from work, pay for pussy, and go back to work? That's not what they want. They want you men to be in these broken marriages, which then from the broken marriages, what stems from that? That's divorce. But that's how this society gets paid. That's one of the number one businesses in this world is divorce. Another one of the number one businesses in this world is Valentine's Days, Mother's Day, right? All these demonic days that are celebrated in this world to promote what? The worship of women. Prostitution will put women in two categories: wife or motherfucking harlot. These women are now in a position to where they can play a harlot but call it being a girlfriend. Now this is Amos 7 and 17, and it reads, "Therefore, thus said the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city." And that's all our women are, right? Because at the end of the day, they represent spoil, right? And that's something brothers who watch my video, they know what spoil is. If you don't know, well, look it up, right? Women are just spoil. Spoils go to the victor. Now, because we are the losers, right? Meaning that we lost the battle, right? We lost the rulership. We lost our inheritance. Our women are subject to the powers that be. Right now, today, it's the Caucasian and the rest of the heathens, right? And also their own devices. Now back to the article. Prostitution sting nets 260 arrests. 260 horny men. But guess what? If they went up to her and asked to take her out on a date, that would be cool, right? Take her out on a date, and then you show up with flowers, even though that's still you spending money, right? Then you're going to bring her to the restaurant, you spending money, okay? Drinks, you spending money. Movies, you spending money. Hotel room, you spending money. This world is set up for prostitution, but prostitution makes these women feel bad about themselves. Okay? To just go, hey, how are you? What do you do for a living? Hey, I'm a prostitute. They don't want to say that. They want to tell you that they're models or they're this, or they want to dress it up. They want to nice it up in a way where it's presentable, where it's palatable. No, you bitches are a bunch of motherfucking prostitutes, and that's what you need to start telling people. That's all that you guys are. That's all that you're good for. You guys cannot sew. You cannot bake. You cannot cook. You don't have any life skills. You don't know how to keep a man. You don't know how to take care of a man. You guys really and truly don't know how to fuck. And all you guys do is talk about bumble clout, sex, and pussy and all of this. But really and truly, you don't know how to fuck because your pum pum is not good. The only women that know how to fuck are women that have good pum pum. And your pum pum can't be good because the majority of your pum pum, it smells, right?
This is not Ryan Yates' first run-in with the law. He was at the Capitol on January 6th.
He entered the building illegally. He pushed against and battered police officers trying to get into the rotunda.
Yates pleaded guilty, then received a blanket pardon from President Trump. Sheriff Grady Judd says he tried to pay for sex with an undercover detective during a recent sting.
The state attorney is going to make sure that he's prosecuted.
Okay, but if he went home and he watched child porn, that would be okay. If he went home and went on Pornhub, that would be okay, right? These are the things that they want you men to get used to. They want you to get used to Hugh Hefner dirty magazines, right? That's how little kids grew up. Little kids grew up jerking off to dirty magazines instead of for growing up and learning that, hey, I'm going to be a husband, I'm going to be a father. No, you're growing up and they're teaching you how to be bumbleclot degenerates and perverts. That's what this world promotes. This world promotes perversion, right? That perversion, and it promotes what? PDF files. Because little kids are getting a hold of these fucking materials, right? Because when I was a kid, we got a hold of the different materials, whether it was the nude magazines, whether it was the films that come on after hours that we shouldn't be watching. Now these little kids roll around with phones and all they have to do is search up everything. Boop, right there at their fucking fingertips. So imagine how perverted these kids are today.
And think about this. He didn't resist us like he did the Capitol Police.
In total, detectives arrested 266 suspects accused of showing...
No, you arrested 266 men that were just horny men, okay? And there's women out there that want to sell their front. There's women out there that sell front on a day-to-day basis. There's women out there that give away the front for free on a daily basis. So why not give them the opportunity to make money from men that want to pay for it and go about their business? How is that a criminal act? Paying for pussy is not a criminal act. It's a transaction. That's transactional. If the woman is free, right? We live in a quote-unquote society where the woman can choose to do whatever the fuck she wants to do, which includes selling her pussy. So that's a transaction. Now this is Deuteronomy 23:17, and it reads, "There shall be no whore of the daughter of Israel, nor sodomite of the sons of Israel." So there are certain things that we're not supposed to do, but guess what? We're living in the land of our captivity, right? And while living in the land of our captivity, right, we are breaking certain laws. Our women are breaking the law when it comes to how they approach relationships, right? How they approach marriage. Okay, you women are supposed to either be married or betrothed, which means that you're engaged, you're waiting to be married. Those are the only two things. Okay, there's no such thing, or I'm single and I'm dating. There's no such thing. Now this is what is this? Genesis 38:11. Let's start from 12, my bad. And it says, "And in the process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died, and Judah was comforted and went up unto his sheep shearers to Timnath, he and his friend Hira, the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law go up to Timnath to shear his sheep, and put her widow's garment off from her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place which is by the way to Timnah, for she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife." Right? So this woman, Tamar, was actually more righteous in spirit, because she wanted our law, right, our tradition, our culture to be executed, right, to be used on her, because she wanted a husband, right? So she had to beguile Judah into her being married. Why? Because this young woman was a wife. She's a wife. Okay? It says when Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, right? Because there's a harlot's attire. That's another thing in this society. You women, you want men to respect you while wearing harlot's attire. When you're in a harlot's attire and you get treated like a harlot, and then you're confused why you're being treated a particular type of way, because look at you, you're dressed like a motherfucking prostitute. Nowadays, you don't even know the difference between a fucking prostitute and these modern day women, because these modern day women, their regular clothing, their outside clothing is the attire of a fucking prostitute. They can't even help it. Leggings and this, all prostitution. All of it. Okay? Salakia, back to the scripture. It says, and she put her widow's garments off and wrapped herself and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timnath, for she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot, because she had covered her face, and he turned unto her by the way and said, go to, I pray thee, let me go in unto thee, right? He wanted to fuck. Simple, right? Nowadays, you modern day harlots, you need this, you need that. Nah, you already know what men want. We just want to fuck. Let's stop playing this game. This is a silly game, and this game is getting old, and it's stale, and it's almost over. All of this shit, all of this games, all of this back and forth, that shit is done. Sitting on the phone, talking, quote unquote, get to know each other. There's no need to get to know each other. The dynamic that's between the two parties is already known. There is no back and forth. Right? That whole getting to know each other, that's what the courting is for. Okay? And really and truly, your parents start that. They start that by finding out who the parents are, who their parents are, their family line. Okay? Then that's how you find out where this person's mindset is, their culture, their beliefs, how they were raised, their stock, their pedigree, okay? Their mental health, because you get to know all these things through the lineage of the family. If they suffer from depression, if the woman's side is rebellious, if the man's side is rebellious, you find out everything through that line. Okay? That's how important these things are. But in this modern wicked ass fucking world, that's why you people have to get to know each other, because nobody knows each other. Right? We're all estranged. I wish. Salakia. Through this new modern way, you have to get to know each other, because you don't know if this motherfucking person is a fucking degenerate, if they're a witch, if they're this, you don't know, right? We're all blinded by the veneer of society, right? Whether it's by the way someone dresses, by the way they talk. Some people sound educated, but they're not really fucking educated. Some people look good on the outside, but they're not good on the inside. Look at this bullshit. Salakia.
6 suspects accused of showing up to an undercover location to either sell or pay for sex, including Craig Long, a self-described MAGA influencer.
He moves in big circles, even with president.
Hey, and it's so funny because all these guys, right? All these men, these quote-unquote law enforcement, they pay for pussy too. They pay for pussy. They all have. Okay? They have paid for pussy. Their whole lives, men have gotten accustomed in this society to pay for pussy, but to not make you feel like, you know, like you're paying, they tell you, oh, we're going on a date. Ooh, oh my gosh. I get to take you out on a date? Oh my gosh, I'm so special. Yeah, you're the 5th person this week. You're the 6th person this week. You're the 7th person this week to take this fucking dirty whore on a date. Ah, man, this fucking society, man.
This is a photograph of the president and his son not long ago.
So what does that mean? Because I know the president, I don't like pussy? So what? Because I know the fucking president, I don't want to get my rocks off? This is the dumb talking points of this sick, demonic fucking world. But then you guys are gonna tell me, oh, a man and a man can lay together. In Canada, you as a man, you could fucking get oral sex from a fucking dog, but I can't pay for fucking pussy. Go and fuck yourself, man. And that's another reason why this place is going to be burned with fire. This whole place, this whole society is done. You people are done. This world is done, right? These lessons that we're doing now, we're not doing lessons trying to convince you people about the scriptures, trying to convince you about the MOTB, trying to convince you of the Third World War. These things are already here. This place is done. Your society is done. Your world is done. What you've been accustomed to is done, right? You women that are trying to still promote and push this world in that fashion that you've grown accustomed to is a waste of your time. It's done. You're fucked.
First run. This is not Ryan Gates' first run-in with the law. He was at the Capitol on January 6th.
He entered the building illegally.
Now this is Proverbs 31:10. I'm going to end the lesson off here, and it reads, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Right? And you ain't finding that in this society. Forget it. Forget about it. Right now we're all just getting scraps. That's all we're getting. We're getting scraps. Okay? They're a representation of scraps. They're a representation of when you go to a thrift shop. You go to a thrift shop, secondhand. These women are all secondhand. That's all that they are. So with that, right, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well. And to the brothers on the four corners of the earth doing this work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom to you and to you alone. All right, the 144,000 and the 1/3.